All right, here's some minor problems. Now, Professor Adams took you through on page 75 a few of the oddities, like gender problems, and you looked at segolets yesterday. Now, the segolets, as you know, are always sort of a law unto themselves, okay? But they are manageable, and you should have worked through that a little bit. I want to pick up on page 76C, minor problems. Now, when I say minor problems, that's what I mean. You don't have to lose a lot of sleep over this. You don't have to memorize a bunch of stuff, but at least understand what's going on, because you're going to run into this. Some nouns are actually third hay nouns. Have we had sade? Or is it in this lesson? It's in this lesson, page 77. Okay? Sade is the word for field. All right? Field. Third hay nouns change that segol to a saray. Do you see that minor change? That's no real big deal. By the way, there's not a dagish in this hay. I dropped my pen before, unfortunately, right in smack dab in the middle of the hay. And I was trying to smear it out, but I didn't. And now we're stuck with that. So that's just the regular hay. The point here is that the segol goes to a saray. Okay? Secondly, this does make sense. This comets should go to what? A schwa. That makes sense. Okay? So this is a little bit of a minor type, and you'll see this happening, but I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, Brian?
Can a vocal schwa end an open syllable? Maybe that's an easy question.
Can a vocal schwa will always be in an open syllable? That's not making sense to you, but neither is your question making sense to me.
A vocal schwa will always be in an
A vocal schwa is in an open syllable.
even though it's a short.
Divide this word into syllables. S, de. S is your first syllable. S, de. It's actually a mater letter.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Think about it. Speaking of mater letters now, there is a whole group or even a classification of nouns that have a mater letter in them, oddly enough. We've had a couple of these, like bayith, right? We've had the word bayith. We should have. Bayith means house, right? You'll notice that technically this yod is a consonant. Bayith. This is an irregular type of noun. Bayith. But when these become construct, the mater letter, or what the consonant that could be a mater letter, actually becomes a mater letter. So the construct form of bayith is baith. Now, you're more familiar with this word, aren't you? Because it occurs in construct chains like Beth Ale. What does Beth Ale mean? Yeah, you probably read this in the Bible as Bethel, but it's Beth Ale. Ale is a sort of, it's related to Elohim. It's the word for God. So Beth Ale means house of, construct form, house of God. Or another one is Beth Lechem. Have we had Lechem? Lechem and Mayim? What does Beth Lechem mean? House of bread. What does that mean? Bakery? Sacramental presence? No, Lechem probably is bread with a capital B, and was originally the pagan god of the grain. Right? Lachmu. Right? You were talking about this yesterday. You agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. See, Beth could mean house. It can also mean house in the sense of temple or shrine. Right? So Beth Lechem probably is an old, sort of pre-Israelite name of the place, as the shrine of one of the Canaanite agricultural deities. Beit Shemesh would be another one, house of the sun, S-U-N, right? But the point at stake here is that Beth is the construct of Baeth. And you get that in a lot of these compound names where you would be using a construct form. See? Beth, house of. Another one, have we had Maweth, or is that in this lesson? It's in this lesson. Okay, now I'm giving you some of this. We've had the verb. What's the related verb? We've had the verb muth, haven't we? Muth, right? The noun is Maweth. Maweth means death. And the construct, again, see what happens. This consonant that could be a mater letter becomes a mater letter. Here an O. So Maweth becomes Moth. Moth. By the way, that's another name of a Canaanite god. You can go read about this in the Canaanite literature, and they have a god named Moth. Guess what he's in charge of? Another one that I think is in this lesson, there's the noun Tawek, which means middle. Middle. This is new information. I don't think we've had Tawek before. But again, the construct is tok. Rarely do you see the word tok, but very commonly you will see this expression. Bitok. What does that mean? All right, I'm going to add a noun at the end. I squeezed that. Bitoch ha'am. Translate? In the middle of the people. See how we've made a construct chain? Now we've added something new. We put a preposition in front of it. But technically it's the preposition plus the construct plus the final noun that gives us the definite article. In the middle of the people. And you get this very commonly in those expressions about in the midst of something. Here's one. Anim is the plural of ayin. It's already irregular, going from singular to plural. Ayin, anim. The construct of anim is ane. And that actually makes some sense because you just see your plural ending. I wanted you to look at this.